Hi, how's it going, everyone? Welcome in. My name's Brian. I'm one of the members of the organizing committee and the DSLC. I'm really excited for everyone to come on. We're just gonna wait since we just started to get some more people, but appreciate so much all the everyone that signed up so far. I mean, it's an amazing turnout. We're already getting and seeing like the numbers go up. So yeah, we have workers, organizers from around the country from our union, Starbucks Workers United, that have been fighting so hard, and it's really amazing and super inspiring for me, even being a part of it, to hear from them. So I can't wait for you to hear from them. Tom Morello coming on later. If Sarah Squirm, so awesome. All right. All right. Q&A. Will this slide deck? Will the slide deck be available for download? I don't know. We're going to answer that. Heather is. All right. Awesome. All right. Awesome. Welcome everyone coming in. How's it going? We're just waiting for, more people to get in the call, but we're going to start up real soon. In a sec, we'll just go over really quickly. We have actually a sign up form for our, Solidarity is Brewing campaign we're doing with the DSA. So super excited to show you that. Awesome. All right. I don't know if anyone has any questions, please feel free to throw that in the Q&A. We can definitely answer, whatever comes up, and we'll have people on during the call to answer questions during the chat. All right. You want me to start sharing my screen and doing the filling out the Solidarity is Brewing form? Should we hold off a little bit? Awesome. All right. All right, how's it going, everyone? So, right here we have this amazing form through Action Network that Heather's helped to sign up. Basically, this is going to help you get connected with your local DSA chapter to, see what actions are going on. Just filling it out right now for you all, so you can see kind of what it looks like. But awesome. I'm part of the Buffalo DSA, actually, so I'm putting that in there right now. There we go. All right, awesome. And we have different options down here just to kind of connect you with different resources based on what you need. If you're a Starbucks worker, coffee worker, work with Workers United or a community supporter, we have a ton of different resources that we can connect you with to help support Starbucks Workers United. So awesome. All right, perfect. All right, and so you go. So yeah, if you have time right now, while we're just kind of getting started, we'd love to have you all fill this out for us, just so we can kind of see where people are at, if we have different Starbucks workers in the chat or anything like that. So yeah, that'd be amazing. And oh God. All right, let me just. All right, cool. That was way too difficult for me. All right, awesome. All right, cool. Well, I think we should probably get started just with the call if everyone's ready for it. All right. So, my name is Brian Murray. I'm one of the organizing committee members of Starbucks Workers United. If you haven't already, fill out the form. Solidarity is Brewing. We have in the chat. But right now, as I'm sure everyone's seen, we're going through a massive battle right now with Starbucks to try to form our union. We've had so many obstacles we faced, from surveillance to intimidation to firings across the country of workers just trying to exercise their basic right to form a union. Right now, it's really critical that our message gets out, that we're not alone. The community has the back of baristas around the country organizing, and I think that's why it's critical that we're teaming up with the DSA to get community supporters connected with campaigns in their city, so that people can go in and support these different campaigns around the country. To that end, we've helped to develop basically a toolkit that can help give you just a starter to how can you, as either a DSA chapter, a community supporter, help support these stores that are organizing. And it runs through some pretty basic stuff for chapters, especially if you don't have any labor experience. That could be anything from going in and getting a union strong coffee, to coordinating with our organizing committees in different Starbucks. I think regardless of what support and level of support you're providing for people, at Starbucks organizing, the most critical thing is really connecting with these organizing committees and seeing what the workers want, what they need, and running ideas by them. So, the toolbook is a great outline of what's worked, what we've seen effective to help support these campaigns. But, at the end of the day, it's really up to each individual store to kind of let DSA people know, what they need from, chapters around the country. So, and that's amazing. So, we have also a poll that you could fill out right now. We'll be posting that in the chat. If you visited one of the unionizing Starbucks around the country, we have over 150 stores, I think 160 almost now. Last I checked. I honestly am terrible at keeping up with this, because every day, our Twitter, we're constantly dropping like 2 or 3 new stores, if not more, going live with their campaigns around the country. So I think no matter where you are, from Boston to California, even in the South, we're seeing massive support. As we have Beto, one of the Memphis 7 on later, will speak to kind of just the groundswell of support we've seen across the country from baristas that want democracy in their workplace. So yeah, we can just take a sec, fill out that poll, and we can post the results in a little bit. But awesome. All right, amazing. All right, so I would do, while you're filling out that poll, I want to introduce our first speaker that we have on for tonight. Beto is one of the Memphis 7, one of the 7 workers fired in Memphis by Starbucks for their efforts to organize. They're one of our leaders nationally, such an amazing person, and have been struggling so hard to fight for workers' rights across this country. So just want to introduce them.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Brian. And it's also a pleasure to be able to speak with everyone else here. Yes, definitely union busting is, I guess, something that Starbucks has been using very strong to try to protect the little that they have right now. So an example that I would like to highlight specifically at our store is that what we're fighting for is going to be accountability and health safety. Something that, for a quick rundown for those who aren't aware about what happened, our store has gone through a lot of health hazards, risks, and at this point, non-OSHA compliant environment that has honestly put a lot of our workers' health at risk. At some point, even our lives at risk. We've had way too many incidents where we've had people threatening to hurt us, threatening to stab us. We've had a lot of health issues with a lot of partners that are sick. They would have COVID, they would be exposed positive, and at this point, our managers wouldn't care about it. At this point, it's about accountability, which is what I'm trying to, I guess, highlight to everyone. The biggest tool that Starbucks uses against a lot of these stores unionizing here is misinformation and protecting their image. Unfortunately, what's been happening at my store is something that's not new. It's probably happened at Buffalo. It's happened at many stores where sometimes workers try to ask themselves, why am I asking for protection? Why do I have to beg for safety? Why do I have to ask constantly for safer hours for for proper coverage, for proper staffing, for a lot of things that I feel like we shouldn't even have to be asking for while working in an environment like that. Specifically in our store, we've had a lot of issues with management trying to put their or trying to enforce certain rules on us that they wouldn't be following themselves. That's part of the reason why we ended up getting fired. One of my one of my organizing members, her name is Nikki. One of her favorite things to say is, how we got fired is not why we got fired. For instance, on my termination papers, it says that I was terminated for not having a mask on while off duty, which especially if you're a Starbucks partner, you can see how ridiculous that is and how they're trying to pick and choose. We would joke a lot saying, oh, maybe they're about to fire us now, or maybe, oh, look, they're about to fire us. And it looks like they decided to go the very stupid route of firing 7 of us all in the same day. And surprisingly enough, they decided to do it all in the same day, between 10 minutes between each of us, just one after the other. And since then, we've been supporting our store for as much as we can. And not only our store, but stores around us. I have been sent to Seattle. I was sent to Texas, and we were sent to a lot of places recently to talk to a lot of baristas that are, that are trying to unionize with us as well. And I'm always here to support them. I always say that, that there's a power in numbers with us. No matter how many tactics Starbucks tries to do in union busting, you start to see that the only reason why they're fighting so hard against us is because what we're doing is right. And it's something that I feel like has been working. I mean, a lot of the issues that we're starting off with the first Starbucks, especially like in Buffalo, now Starbucks has put into their policies now. A lot of things that the Buffalo store we're fighting for and putting out are now going to be part of a contract that Starbucks is now using as policy. And for the history of it as well, I mean, Memphis itself has been a union city for the longest time. I mean, we've had a lot of historic moments surrounding labor, whether it was Kellogg's, the famous labor strike, whether it was the sanitation workers in Memphis. Memphis has always been a union city, and we intend to keep it that way. A lot of us have felt that we're just picking up where they left off at this point. And I guess the best part about it is seeing the support that we've had everywhere else. That's the important part of having this company fight against you, is that once you see how strong you are together, that there's nothing that they could try to do against you. They can try to fire you, they can try to misinform you or scare you, but when you start seeing how many workers there are out there pushing against this company, you get to see the results that we've been slowly reaching for. I mean, we started off with Buffalo, they were the first one, and now we have over 150 stores, almost, did you say 160 stores at this point, about to unionize. And that's something that's I guess speaks for the strength of the workers themselves. It's something that I guess empowered me when I was trying to unionize, because I was seeing that, I was told a lot, oh, why are you still working here, just get a different job. At the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about working together and about thinking about something that's greater than me. And at this point, this unionization effort is something that is bigger than myself. And it's something that I've been very happy to be a part of, and especially helping other stores. Funny enough, a Seattle store that had just filed was a store that me and another one of our union leaders visited. And it honestly touches me a lot, because those are the same workers I saw when they were at their lowest, trying to get their numbers, trying to get everything, seeing this company fighting against them. And then weeks later, after I had just spoken to that store, I'm now seeing that they won their vote unanimous, which is incredible. And the best part about it is seeing the people that you're working with. Something that Starbucks tries to, I guess, sweeten us up, is that they try to say that they support you, that they're here to help you, but they're never there when you need the help. In contrast, I was a shift supervisor at my store. I would see my workers struggling with the short staffing, with the issues that I've had to do. I was there with them going through all of this. And I feel like I can be a part of that with every single store that I'm seeing. I'm very eager to come to whatever store is coming that is wanting to unionize, and to be able to let them know, hey, I was exactly where you were at your spot. The issues that you're going through right now, the things you have to deal with by this company happened to me, and it's happening to a lot of the baristas here. And that's been part of what's been pushing us. hard for this fight. We're seeing that what's been happening to us at Memphis has been happening in many cities across the country. It's been happening in a lot of stores here that are now working together. And hopefully what this is going with DSA and with our solidarity is that we can be able to help connect you all to your local unionizing Starbucks. The support that has been shown to us by the community is something that empowered us while we were going through these things. We would see these little messages, and sometimes our customers would leave us notes saying solidarity forever, and that's what would keep us going. And it's what's still keeping me going. I mean, Starbucks has been fighting tooth and nail, wasting money, trying to trying to union bust. And the funny thing is that they have lost every single case right now. Currently, our store is going to be filing its ULP charges against Starbucks, then going to our election. And the funny thing is that we've been seeing this law firm that they have, Littler and Mendelsohn, which is a very famous union busting law firm, losing every single case across the country. And if that doesn't empower you, I'm not sure what is. It's the power of the worker, you know, it's the power of being together as workers and seeing each store that I've been able to visit slowly starting to unionize. If anything, just makes me want to be able to go out more and talk to more of the baristas there. If there's any doubts about unionizing or trying to, I guess, start a union, you know, I'll be more than happy to be able to come over and talk to you and tell you what's going to go on. And that's kind of the same thing that Buffalo helped me out with. We were watching every single step that Buffalo was going through while they were going through the process, especially with the union busting. The funny thing is that the same anti-union papers and propaganda that they had at their store, funny enough, were the exact same copies that they ended up putting up in our store. Luckily, we knew what to expect and we knew exactly how to fight it. And unfortunately, our store is a little bit stubborn, and we were probably some of the most outspoken ones out there, which is why they decided to make examples out of us. And as you can see, you know, that didn't change anything. If anything, I saw so many stores reaching out to us to show their support for us and to show that no matter what happens, you know, that we have your back. And that's something that got us through. I mean, they decided to kick us out in the street for wanting to support the community. And funny enough, that's what ended up being Starbucks' fall. They want us to make all these personal connections with customers, with the community. And the funny enough is that when those same customers go in and saw that their favorite baristas are now gone and fired by the same company, I mean, we've been able to hemorrhage our store. We've been picketing during peak hours for the majority of the time, and we've been seeing the sales slowly going down and seeing how now the community is understanding what's going on. And thankfully, with Starbucks Workers United and DSA, we've been able to, I guess, help that grow and stretch throughout the community, and hopefully that this can reach more stores in the future. We aren't anything without the community, so definitely sharing any information if you see or being able to just show your support is the important part, because Starbucks' number one tool is misinformation, and that's what we're there for. Any single time you share our story, you're fighting against that. And I would also like to thank Brian and all of them for, I guess, being able to get our story out there in the spotlight. It means a lot.
I mean, y'all are the ones on the front lines that are still fighting out in Memphis for your jobs. I mean, you're the ones that are the real inspirations. I mean, I'm happy, you know, I got to be a part of starting this, but it's amazing to see what y'all have done out there and just how hard you're fighting. I mean, I don't think like when we talk about like the Memphis 7 with workers ever, like your story with workers, I think it's uplifting the fact that like you're out there fighting. It didn't silence you. You're still in the streets marching. You know, you're publicly talking to workers. You have the store in Seattle. I mean, it's amazing. So, you know,
Definitely.
yeah, no, appreciate you and everyone else so much, Beto. Like, thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. We're gonna have a poll. We're gonna throw in the chat just about if you're a DSA member and if your chapter is doing solidarity work and what kind of solidarity work they're doing. And you know, while we're doing that, I want to introduce our next speaker, Quentin. You know, member of Portland Starbucks Workers United, member of the organizing committee out there, and I'm gonna let you take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today and for supporting us, helping this be a successful launch of our national campaign. My name is Quentin. I use he, him pronouns. I am a proud member of Portland DSA and the labor working group there. We've got a strong labor cadre. We're really making a name for ourselves in Portland. Got local unions reaching out to us now for help with strike support and work actions. So that's really exciting. I was an organizing committee member at one of the first 3 stores that filed for union recognition in Portland. Unfortunately, I was pushed out of the store by my boss, but it's the support and the solidarity that I feel from everybody on this call, everybody in Portland, every single person that I've spoken to that has kept me going. Still working with Starbucks Workers United, and I'm not going to stop. This is our struggle. We all share this struggle together, and I'm a big believer in the fact that belonging to the labor movement and fighting for workers is a lifelong project. Quitting and being pushed out of Starbucks is not going to deter me. This is not a hobby. This is a lifelong project. So I wanted to use my chance speaking today to highlight some of the actions that we've done in Portland for Starbucks workers. I've been an on-paper DSA member for 4 years until this January, when I really got involved firsthand. I had contacts in the Portland chapter, and we had this event. We had a really bad weather event early January in the Portland area, big ice storm across the region. And a lot of us were concerned about how we were going to get to work, concerned we were going to have to miss our shifts, miss out on income. But our boss thought that he would address those concerns for us. He sent out a memo to all of us that week in our tips. And he said, I need each of you to come up with a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C for how you're going to get to work, that there's no excuse to miss your shift because of weather. He said, if you're uncomfortable driving to work, pay for an Uber or a Lyft to get to work. If you don't want to do an Uber or a Lyft, you can leave 3 hours early for your shift and take public transportation. But please do leave 3 hours early. Buses will be running slow. He said, if none of that works for you, find a way to carpool with your coworkers. Maybe you can stay over with each other, make a party out of it. Keep in mind, we had been having COVID exposures every week at work. This is still the height of the pandemic. He's asking us to stay over with each other and carpool in dangerous weather conditions during a pandemic. And a lot of us were pissed off. So one of my coworkers reached out to me. She said, hey, I know you're a member of DSA, and I know you love Bernie. What can you tell me about organizing? What's the first step? How do we do this? So I reached out to our labor working group in Portland DSA, and the rest is history. We've had a representative at each labor working group meeting since then, and things came together really quickly. We had 70% of cards signed within the first 2 weeks after reaching out to Portland DSA. We've had several solidarity events since then. Just yesterday, we had a cross-trade solidarity event. We've got some mechanics at a local car dealership who are organizing just down the street from one of our Starbucks stores. So we organized a solidarity rally, bringing the workers from the 2 shops together. We had workers from both shops that spoke at the rally. We marched up from the car dealership up to the Starbucks, had over 100 people there. It's a really exciting time to be involved in the labor movement. And I'm so proud, and I feel so honored that the SBWU campaign allowed me to become more hands-on as a DSA member and really take agency and ownership of the fact that I'm a worker and that I belong to the labor movement, that all of us do. I've met so many people. I constantly have too many notifications on my phone. I'm always making new contacts, meeting new people at our solidarity events, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I was heartbroken when I was pushed out of my Starbucks store. I had worked for Starbucks for 2 years, and it was a dream come true when we started organizing. I was so excited to be there when we won, but I'm still going to be there when my store wins their union vote. We've got 8 stores in Portland right now that are organizing, and our big focus in Portland and across the Pacific Northwest is building union density. We've got 8 stores right now, but we're going to get every single store in Portland. We've got 345 Starbucks in Oregon. We're going to unionize every single last one. I'm so proud to be part of this struggle and part of this fight. And I think it's so critical that DSA reaffirms its commitment to the labor movement. that we invest resources into our local labor working groups, that we follow the precedent that's being set by the DSLC at the national level, and that we all focus our time and energy to unite workers all around the world and Starbucks baristas all across the country. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for having me.
I mean, Quentin, thank you so much for all the work you've been doing, for being a part of our movement. I mean, I think the one thing like everyone should take home from this, no matter what your job is this is something you can do at your workplace. Like this isn't, we don't have any magic that, or like a secret way to organize. It's really just putting the effort in and winning one store or one workplace and setting that example that's possible. I mean, we've really, that's I think the biggest takeaway. And hopefully, either if it's organizing your workplace or supporting other ones organizing, like these are things that are basic, they're low stakes, and anyone can take part in this. And all the support we can get is amazing. So I just want to introduce next, we have Shay, amazing worker and organizer from Cleveland Starbucks Workers United.
Hey y'all, really excited to be here, and just Quentin and Beto, just so much solidarity. Y'all are making me think of the like Obi-Wan quote in A New Hope about getting struck down and becoming so much stronger. Feeling that force right now, so I'm just in so much appreciation for y'all. My name's Shay. I use they or he pronouns. Sorry, I'm on my phone right now, but it's the best connection I've got. I've been on the job for about 4 months now. Our shop filed last Monday. Jesus, it was about after I would say the majority of our folks who saw their hours get cut. This was after our captive audience meetings and our one-on-one meetings with our store manager. So we have also filed a ULP and are moving forward. There's 4 shops in Cleveland that have filed already. So it's just been this incredible opportunity to meet with folks from the other organizing committees, to be coordinating with our local chapter, our labor fed, and to be bringing in community allies in a really strong way right now. In January, West 6 had filed for their union, and they still don't have an election date from the NLRB. So we know this is going to be a long fight. We're trying to prep everybody to know that this is going to be a long, slow burn, and that we need the solidarity long term. To that end, we've been really thankful for the amount of support for a GoFundMe for Cleveland workers who've seen their hours cut. We heartily encourage our comrades and our allies to meet up in our cafes, take up space. And, it's a great way to keep up connections with our shop workers and our allies, vice versa, as well as to just let, the manager know that this is a union-friendly space. We're also really excited to be expanding our coordination across the city with other shops, even in other Ohio. Last week, Columbus filed for their first union in their shop, and it's been great to get people who we know there in support. And then just one of the most basic things that's been so helpful has been our members of our chapter simply asking their friends who work at Starbucks, like, hey, have you heard about a union? Have you talked to your coworkers about it? We've met coworkers from 2 or 3 other of the shops that have either filed in the city or who are planning to, just from DSA members saying like, oh, I talked to my friend who works at such and such shop, and making sure that we're getting connections to add them to our citywide channel. So all I have to say is just like, I don't have the nice background, but these are sick buttons from Public Ruckus out of Dayton, and so thankful for them. So thankful for all the comrades on this call. Solidarity, y'all. Yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shay. I really appreciate that. And I mean, I love the button. I definitely need to collect one of those because we like the logos that have come out from across the country for our union are the coolest things. And one day I'm going to like complete, I don't know, however many logos we end up getting, a whole collection. Next up, we have Jen from Peoria DSA and Starbucks, another organizing member of our national union we're building right now.
Hey y'all, I'm Jen Lenz. Wow. To follow all that, like I have so much serotonin and dopamine levels. Like you guys were all incredible. So much solidarity. I'm from Peoria, Illinois. I'm an organizer and a shift supervisor at the campus town Starbucks. My coworkers and I wanted to unionize because we felt like no one had our backs except for us. So when we brought up issues to management, like safety concerns, nothing changed. Whenever a partner in my store, a trans partner in my store was blatantly being, there was a situation, excuse me, sorry, it's just like brought up some emotional stuff. Every partner in my store filed grievances about a store manager making disgusting transphobic comments to a trans partner, and nothing was done. And we sat down with our district manager and like poured our hearts out, and I guess we thought that they would get rid of the store manager, like I don't know, or at least something, but nothing was done. And we were just supposed to accept that, and that is unacceptable. Like, how can Starbucks claim to be a progressive company if they're just willing to let their leadership act like that? And it's just unacceptable. So the message was clear to us that Starbucks did not care about us. And in addition to addressing that, we wanted higher wages, workplace democracy, full healthcare coverage, and fair scheduling. So I started organizing with my coworkers in December, and in January, we contacted Workers United and we started working on our petition, and we got our union card signed, and like full support. It's amazing. So besides, well, publicly 70%. And then a couple weeks before my store was public in February, I was introduced to Natalia in New York through a mutual friend. And at the time, I wasn't sure what the restaurant organizing projects or even DSA was. I was like, ROP, who? And now ROP is all I talk about. So besides Workers United, my first introduction into an organization was the restaurant organizing project, and I couldn't have asked for a better experience. It's been a national platform for me to meet other cafe workers who are all around the country organizing, and we were able to share our stories, able to bounce ideas off of each other via sounding board, and a safe space to be vulnerable. And I can honestly say this has been one of the best experiences of my life, and it's probably going to be the most important experiences of my life. So after our petition to unionize was public on February 11th, we wanted to show our support for the union organizers who were fired in Memphis, Tennessee. And a coworker reached out to contacts in our community, and immediately the local DSA in Peoria introduced itself and was like ready to throw a rally. We like threw something together in just a few days, and like had a huge like outcome. It was amazing to see that. And since like then, we had a solidarity chat group, and it's literally been active ever since, like to this day. So everyone is ready to do anything anytime we ask. So as some time has passed, since we went public, we've had some really tough days at the cafe, including like disgusting union busting. About a month ago, I was on my break and I was having a really bad day at work. So naturally, I vented on Twitter, and immediately I got a DM from the co-chair of the local DSA chapter, Noah Palm, and they asked if I was okay because they saw my tweet. Clearly, I was not. So I just started to tell them what had just happened and how I was feeling. And honestly, them reaching out to me that day was like everything to me, because I just had feeling like nobody was, I don't know, it was just one of those moments where like I was just feeling terrible and someone heard and saw that, and it just happened to be the co-chair of the DSA, and it started a dialogue. And from there, like, they continued to check in with me. I like was able to vent about management, and then from there bounce ideas around, and also like help problem solve and like come up with like active plans to like what we could do about it. So from there, like, just everything got better. So I wanted to join the DSA after that. Like, I've had such positive experiences with y'all and the restaurant organizing project, through the unique lens of being a Starbucks organizer, because I want to help other service industry workers feel supported the way that I've been supported just in like the last few months by my comrades and y'all than I've ever felt from my employer. So I just want to thank everyone that's joined on this call today, and thank you for all of your support, and that we will win this fight together. So thank you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, standing up for your coworkers like that, and just, everything we've all been through, how hard it's been fighting this battle. But like, I don't know, just connecting with people like you, Jen, like Quentin, Beto, and like, we have Maggie here, who is one of the like our national leaders, like super amazing, and has been super inspirational. I mean, just seeing like how you've like picked up and just taken over, like, what we started in Buffalo. Like, none of this is like possible. Like, we started it, but none of this is possible without like the amazing people like y'all coming in and, making it your own and like growing this together. I mean, yeah, we're stronger when we stand together, and, partners for partners, all that. So this is Maggie Carter, amazing leader we have out here.
Hello, everyone. So much solidarity here today. Jen, that was amazing. Beto, you're incredible. Shay and Quentin, likewise, you guys are all amazing. What tough acts to follow, but this is just, it's amazing to be a part of such a huge campaign that will make such a difference in the lives of many partners and even, hopefully the service industry as a whole. But here in Knoxville, we were so inspired by Brian and the workers in Buffalo, and we were following from the very beginning steps of this campaign. And we knew that the time to act was now. We've all shared these same struggles. These issues are not specific to any one store. They do span the entire nation. And it's really crazy when you get the opportunity to talk to people in Dallas or talk to people in Seattle, and you have the same issues going on in your store. It's really insane to see that, because, you would think it would be a little bit different across the coast to coast, but it's really not. We all are just cause employees. We all struggle from the skeleton crews that Starbucks likes to implement on the floor during peak operating hours. And all we're wanting is to, in my store specifically, there's many things, but first and foremost, equal accountability for our superiors, because as my comrades have mentioned, we don't see very much action when it comes to concerns that we share. However, if we have, a minor dress code violation throughout this union campaign, we have people being fired. We have people being given final written notices for minor infractions that were never punished in the past, just because they're trying to advocate for a better workplace. And just to touch back on what Beto had said, Starbucks' number one tool in this is misinformation and misguiding employees. And I say employees because I haven't felt like a partner in quite some time with this company. It's almost beginning to feel as an insult to be called a partner, because it's very clear that there is no partnership right now, being that there is an empty seat at the table that represents us in these corporate meetings. Kevin Johnson took $60 million away from this company when leaving just the other day, which is an amount that would take the average barista 2,000 years to make while working at this company. And he only spent 5 years here, which, I'm going on my third year with this company, but I know several partners who've been here longer than Kevin and won't see a fraction of that. These partners have issues paying rent and going to the doctor at the same time. And these are issues that people like Kevin and Roxanne will never empathize with or understand. But one thing that's really powerful, and I got the opportunity to go to a solidarity rally with Beto and the Memphis 7 a couple weeks ago, and that was really powerful. And one thing that he said that I thought was really key is he said, you measure your power by the amount of lies and tricks your adversary has to use to try to stop you. That's a sign of your true power. And that's what you're seeing here with this campaign. Starbucks has no ground to stand on other than spreading lies and misinformation while claiming that they are pro-fact and pro-partner. We all know that this is not true, and we're so grateful to the support, the community support that we've seen, the rallies across the state. I mean, when I first got on a Zoom call with these Memphis partners, I never thought that this is where we would be today. But I do know that we have all felt the love and support around the nation for these partners, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this. Thank you to the DSA chapter here in Knoxville. They've been super active. I've been a part of several of their meetings, and I'm looking to get actually involved with DSA. So that's something that I'm super excited about. But we're very grateful to the Knoxville chapter, and also just across the country. You guys have been incredible in helping us, and I'm excited to see where this continues to go. So thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity.
I mean, thank you for everything you've done. That was, I mean, amazing. I don't know. I don't have anything to really say to follow that, Maggie. So thank you again. I think we got Honda is gonna take it up next. So.
Yes, thank you so much. All of these stories have been fantastic. It is so inspiring to hear from the Starbucks workers across the country. It is absolutely fantastic that people also want to join DSA and they want to continue building the work of the labor movement across this country. And to that end, we have a very special guest who is also a DSA member who unfortunately can't make it live tonight. But she has graced us with not just a recording, but also she brought along a friend to talk to us. So in a moment, we'll be hearing from Sarah Sherman, AKA Sarah Squirm from Saturday Night Live. And I'm going to share her video and her message right now. Give me 1 second.
Hi everyone, it's me, Sarah Sherman, and I brought my little friend over here, James Austin Johnson, from a little show known as, what show do we both work on together?
Saturday Night Live. I am James Austin Johnson from television Saturday Night Live.
Pretty cool, and we just did a show, not to brag, we're reporting live from Daytona Beach, Florida, a really awesome hotel room. We both did a show here because hey, the life of traveling comedian, it's freaking glamorous.
Really glamorous. Oh man, to step off a plane and remember you didn't pack literally any underwear.
And we're here because we're so excited that Starbucks workers everywhere are unionizing. Are you kidding me? This is what life is about. Workers' rights. Do you know how important this is, James? This is freaking awesome. This is major. Important. This is a major labor movement going on right now. Let me tell you what. I was a barista for 5 freaking years. Being a barista is a hard job. You want to know why?
Why?
You're doing a classic food industry, food service job where you're making drinks, you're making food, but the hardest part, you're dealing with people who are like, don't talk to me until I have my coffee. You're dealing with them before they have their freaking coffee. And they got a bad freaking attitude. And you're there giving them the old razzle-dazzle, making sure their experience is freaking great. A lot of times, when you're a barista, you're the first person people see in the day before they go to work.
Some of these people don't even pray before they go to work. They don't even talk to God before they talk to their barista.
And you know who my God is? Coffee.
Howard Schultz.
Howard Schultz. That guy. He's making so much goddamn money right now. Meanwhile, all of his workers are just like, hey, can I have basic human rights? But, hey, you know, like coffee workers and baristas everywhere get the whole economy started. They're giving people coffee before they go to work. Their labor helps other people do their labor.
Starbucks keeps us regular, which is really important to it.
Exactly. The hardest part The hardest part of a barista job is the bathroom cleanup. Nobody talks about that. We love unions, okay? I personally, I'm in a million unions. I'm in 2 unions. Are you in a union?
I'm in a union as well, and because of the union that I'm in, my wife and my baby are covered by my health insurance, which would not be a thing. Like, I wouldn't have even had that benefit on the table with what I do for work.
So please, everyone in frickin' DSA, you gotta sign the goddamn interest form right now to join this awesome labor movement that's going on with Starbucks. Please join the national Slack. Slack's awesome. You guys can send gifts to each other. It's great. Everyone get on board with this because this is like one of the biggest labor movements that I can even freaking remember. Let me tell you something about this. This is a generational uprising. You think anyone in our generation has any hopes of ever like having a middle class living standard? No. None of my friends have all their dreams of owning a house freaking gone. Good luck, bitch. You want to own a home? Have fun dreaming about that. It's the least you can do. Everyone in DSA is freaking tired and stressed out, so you're all addicted to coffee. So you all better go support Starbucks unionization efforts. And we just wanted to close with some, hey, listen, some hilarious impressions. Hey, what would it be like?
That's what people like.
That's what people like. What would it be like if Bernie Sanders tried to order coffee?
Let's hear that, Sarah.
Order coffee at Starbucks. He'd probably be like, I don't want a cafe au lait with 1% milk. I want a cafe au lait with 99% milk.
99% milk would be like glue.
A congealed cube.
Some people say that America runs on Dunkin'. I say America runs on Starbucks.
I don't really do Bernie. Excuse me.
That was really good though.
Oh, thank you.
We need a Starbucks workers union because there are Jews working at Starbucks who need health insurance because they're lactose intolerant. Perfect joke. My tummy hurts.
Oh man, you think Joe Biden's ever gone to Starbucks, Sarah?
Yeah, what would Joe Biden
What
be
would
like
Joe
at
Biden be
Starbucks?
like at Starbucks?
We're tall, we're high. Tall, high coffee. It's amazing. What we're doing as a country. We're doing together. Come together and get Starbucks. Barista Creations. Barista Creations. And I did that. I got Starbucks. I got Starbucks this morning. I had it. I'm drinking it. Come on.
Corn Pop was a flat white.
Corn Pop was a flat white after I got done with him. God damn it. It's not about yesterday. It's not about yesterday. Yesterday, Shay called Sears. I'll call today. You call now. I'll call now.
Flat white, what are we talking about? My ass? Anyway, you guys please support Starbucks. Workers unionizing everywhere. Goodbye. Thank you for joining me, James.
Thank you so much to Sarah Sherman. Momentarily, I believe Paul is going to be posting the link to join the National Slack in the chat. Please submit that form to get plugged into our DSA work, and I'm going to pass it back over to Brian.
Awesome. Thanks, Honda. All right. Sorry we're running a little late, but we got the one of the major stars of the show right now. We got Tom Morello, here to speak about solidarity and just to the movement. I mean, someone who's been such an amazing labor supporter. And yeah, give it up to Tom.
Hello, friends and comrades. My name is Tom Morello, and I'm a union man. Since 1989, I've been a member of Los Angeles Musicians Local 47. I'm a proud card-carrying member of the Industrial Workers of the World. It is an honor to be here with you today in solidarity. My son asked me earlier, why are you getting on a call with a bunch of Starbucks workers? I said, son, because those Starbucks workers are making history. It's important for us to be in solidarity with them while they're doing it, standing up for dignity and human rights in the workplace. My mom, Mary Morello, a single parent and a public high school teacher, in suburban Illinois, raised our family. We had food on the table, we had clothes on our backs, and we had enough money for guitars and amps in the basement because my mom was a union high school teacher. And at 98 years old, I just got off the phone with her, and she sends her respect and she sends her solidarity. And she says, her specific message was, we have power together, we have power organizing, and good luck to those kids. That's 98-year-old Mary Morello's message to you today. It's my belief that the future of workers' rights in this country will not be decided in the courts. It will not be decided in the legislatures. It will not be decided on Fox News. And it certainly will not be decided by union busting thugs. The future of working people's rights in this country may very well be decided by the brave Starbucks workers on this call right now. Workers who are not going to bend, who are not going to break, who are not going to stop, and who are not going to give up till they get what they want and what they deserve, which is union representation in every single fucking Starbucks in America. You're making history and the whole world is watching. All right, this little song right here is a freedom song. This song right here, brothers and sisters, is a fighting song. The song I'm about to play for y'all is a union song. For the fired auto workers who were twisted, tricked, and robbed. The peasant in Guatemala in a sweatshop got your job. And she can't feed her family on the pennies that she makes. Meanwhile, the crime rate's rising up and down the Great Lakes states. Like vegetables left in the field, the signatures smell rotten on the contracts and the deeds that push the race down to the bottom. They load the rubber bullets, they fire another round. I'm heading to the tear gas. Dig in, man, hold your ground for Joe Hill and Cesar Chavez, who fought in their own time for our brothers, not sisters, up and down that picket line. For the unnamed and unnumbered who struggle brave and long. For the union men and women standing up and standing strong. Feel free to unmute yourselves and yell loudly when that part of the song comes. Go.
Woo! Yeah!
Si nos queremos juntos vamos a ganar. See, y'all hit them where it hurts. Bite the hand that feeds. You might get 1 to 3 or probation and a fine. I know where I'm gonna be. Gonna be right on that front line for Joe Hill and Cesar Chavez, who fought in their own time for our brothers, now sisters up and down that picket line. For the unnamed and unnumbered who struggle brave and long. For the union men and women standing up and standing strong. Let's go. Woo! Woo! Clap your hands wherever you are. Clap your hands. All right, stop clapping your hands. Back to the serious shit. Now, dirty scabs will cross the line while others stand aside and look. But ain't nobody never got nothing that didn't raise their voice and push. Like the steelworker in Ohio, the miner in West Virginia, the teacher in Chicago, janitor in Mississippi. From the Starbucks of LA to the fields of Mission Flats, there's a thundercloud exploding, and I'm free at last, like Joe Hill and Cesar Chavez, who fought in their own time for our brothers, now sisters, up and down that picket line. For the unnamed and unnumbered who struggle brave and long. For the union men and women standing up and standing strong. For the unnamed and unnumbered who struggle brave and long. For the union men and women standing up and standing strong. Woo! Hold the line! Woo! Hold the line! Hold the line! Fuck yeah! Take it easy, but take it.
We're gonna take this, Tom. Thank you so much for the solidarity. Hell yeah. It was awesome. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, this has been such an amazing call. Like, I didn't expect it to turn out this well, I don't know, but this is great. I mean, I know. Sorry, Heather. I don't know. It was mostly, yeah, whatever. It was amazing. Everyone, I'm like feeling so much more energized after spending like, a week driving around all of Virginia. I mean, just it's been awesome. It's been so cool being a part of this call. We're going to end on, just kind of like next steps for people, like what can we do next, either as a chapter, community supporter. We're going to post again the toolkit that we've developed that can help DSA chapters, really engage with, Starbucks campaigns, Starbucks campaigns in their city, because it's so important that, you take those first steps, reach out to committees, and then, build off of like what other campaigns, DSA campaigns have been doing around the country to, support us, because it's critical. The only way we're going to win, like Tom Morello said, it's not going to be in the courts for our ULP charges. It's not going to be passing the PRO Act. It's the fact that we get out there and organize, because that's the thing that wins the day. We're going to win the right to organize by organizing itself. So, as much as we come together as a movement, not just as like individual unions or stores organizing, but as like the whole country together, coming together behind, these Starbucks campaigns. That's how we're going to, break the back of their anti-unionism that we're facing from Starbucks and force them to actually remain neutral in the union. So awesome. I'm, going to hand it over to Heather just to close it out. So, thank you all again so much for coming.
Hi, folks. Thank you so much for being here. I'm one of your DSLC co-chairs along with Laura Gabby, and we appreciate the turnout. Thank you so much, especially to the workers and our special guest. It was great hearing from you. As you know, there have been some really difficult situations for so many workers. So I'm gonna have Paul share in the chat right now a list of various ways to materially support some of the organizing workers who are going through hardship right now. We also have the chapter toolkit that we've been talking about, but I especially want to invite you right now to send a chapter point person to these reoccurring calls that we're going to have on Monday nights. Every other Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, we will have a nice atmosphere where chapter leaders can talk to each other about how their campaigns are going, connect with DSLC, get some resources, get some support, keep us all growing together and learning from each other. I also want to share with you, we have, if you are inspired by this like I am, and you don't have a union in your workplace, I share with you EWOC, which is the Emergency Workplace Organizing Committee, get you in touch with an organizer to help you on this incredible journey that some of these Starbucks workers are going on right now. We need more unions, folks. We need to increase union density in this country. I do not think this is a surprise to anyone in DSA. I really want to hammer that home. The workplace is a fight you can front on, a front you can fight on every day of the week, pretty much. I also want to share with you, we have The Dish. This is ROP's newsletter. It's super cool, and it's a great way for service industry workers to connect with one another. All of the things written in here are from other workers, so it's not one of these like, oh my gosh, this is a highbrow piece. I find it really accessible, really fun to read. And finally, I want to invite you to an event we're putting on 2 weeks from today, April 10th, called Unions and You, which is going to be telling you a little bit about other ways you can become part of the labor movement. So if you want to get a union job, this is the place to go. We'll have some phenomenal speakers at that event as well. And stay in touch with the DSLC because we've got a lot more coming your way. Thank you so much for everything. So grateful again for our workers to be on this call and our special guests. Have a great night, folks.